Hi friends. Since we didn't get to have our last class together, I thought that I would make a little video and send it to you. Today we're going to make cranberry orange granola bars, and this is really easy. It's no bake. It just takes a little mixing up, cooling in the fridge, cutting up, and then you can eat it. So let's get started. We'll make it real quick. We're going to start with 1 cup of nut butter. It can be peanut butter, it can be almond butter, any butter that you like, but not butter. It has to be a nut butter. So here we have 1 cup of butter, nut butter. And to that we're going to add about, I think this is about 1/2 cup of honey. And that's going to be our sweetener. 1/2 cup of honey. It's kind of sticky. If you prefer, you can use 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Same difference. To that, we're going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. There you go. Mix that up really well. This is going to be the base for the granola bars, what holds them together. Okay? You can put that aside for just a minute, and we'll go to making the major part of the granola bar, which starts with 1 cup of chopped pecans. I've already put them in the bowl and mixed them up. The chopped pecans, I would chop them up pretty small because you can even put them through the Cuisinart, because if they're too bulky, your granola bars are going to fall apart. To that, add 1/3 cup of pepitas, which I also chopped. 2/3 of a cup of cranberries, and then you're going to add some cinnamon, about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix that in. And you've got about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to throw that in. Mix it thoroughly. So right now you've got the nuts and the cranberries and the pepitas. To this, I'm going to add a tablespoon of flaxseed. This is optional. I just kind of want to make it a little healthier. So throw in your flaxseed. Get your omega-3s. To that, we're going to add the 1 3/4 cups of quick cook oats, or if you don't have quick cook and you only have the old-fashioned, send them through the Cuisinart. They should be pretty finely ground. So there you go. That's all. Mix that all up real thoroughly. You want to get the salt mixed through and the cinnamon mixed through. To this, you're going to take and zest an orange. Now that gives us the orange and the cranberry orange granola bar. If you don't have an orange to zest, you could zest a lime. If you don't have that, you can skip this part. But it's kind of nice to have the fresh zest into your little granola bars. So zest your orange. Let me get my spoon. Look at that wonderful zest. Oh my goodness. Add that all in there. This is a pretty big orange, so I don't think I have to do the whole thing, but most of the time you would do about a full orange. So I've got it all zested. Get it into the bowl. Mix that thoroughly. Then you take the nut butter and the honey that you pre-mixed, and vanilla, of course, that's in there. And then this is the fun part. You dump it right into your oats and nuts. And from here, now we start the stirring. And this takes a couple of minutes to really get it thoroughly mixed. So be patient, hang in there. Okay, this looks pretty good. I think it's thoroughly mixed. I don't see any clumps of peanut butter or anything. So I'm going to take our granola bar dough, and I'm going to put it in a pan. This little dish is about an 8-inch square, and I put in parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, just grease it with some butter. Make sure you grease the bottom and the sides. But the parchment paper you don't have to grease, and you just put this stuff right in, and I'll show you why the parchment paper makes it easy when we take it out later. So now you're going to have to press this baby down. Got to get it really firm. And the good way to do that, or the easy way to do that, is take your very clean hands and push on it to start. And then, when you think it's pretty well in there, you're going to take another piece of parchment paper, place it on top, and then take a glass and press with the glass. And this is really going to push it down. It's kind of the same as making Rice Krispie treats. You know, you have to get it really firm or else they won't stick together. So here we go. This helps firm up your bars. And you think that's ready. Oh, that looks really good. Okay. Yeah, I think that's nice and firm. Let's get a good picture of that. See how everything's nice and feels really nice and firm all the way into the corners. Now we're going to take this and put it in the fridge for about an hour. And when we take it out, we can cut it up and your granola bars will be ready to eat. So hang in there while this refrigerates or chills up for an hour. And what should you do while you're waiting for your granola bars, while they're chilling in the fridge? Sit down and have a cup of tea and relax. Cheers. All right, so now I've taken our granola bars out of the refrigerator. I think they're plenty firm. And you'll see why I use the parchment paper, because you can just lift it right up. If you didn't have parchment paper, then you're just going to cut your squares right in the pan. But parchment paper is great because it does this. Voila. Isn't that beautiful? So now we have our square, and we're just going to cut it into bite-sized, not bite-sized. I'm going to cut it into granola bar pieces. So I figure I'm going to just do this kind of evenly. Do it in half, half again on either side. And then maybe, I don't think I want them that big. Maybe I'll just do it right in half again. It's like a normal granola bar. You can even wrap it and take it to school with you next fall. Okay, so let's put our granola bars. Whoops, that one had a little fall. We're going to put them right on the platter. So now that these are all cut and on the platter, they look really beautiful. Why don't we give them a little taste test? I'm going to take this one and just see. Texture's great. I can tell they're holding together. That's a big thing. You really want it to hold together. That's why we chop everything fine. And we'll give a little test of this one and see what we get. You can really taste the peanut butter. You can really taste the orange. I think the orange is an important part. Hope you can do that. Really good. Sweet, not too sweet, just sweet enough. Perfect. So, I hope you have fun making this. The recipe will follow the video. And I'm looking forward to doing this again with you guys. I really have missed you all. And I hope you have a lot of fun. Let's keep cooking together. Enjoy.